Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be xhairymuppetx, and we're going to be casting a Grandmasters level game. That's right. It is between Leslie. I think we may have cast a game featuring him, and WhiteRa, who is a very popular player from way back when Starcraft 2 first came out. He was all over the place doing a lot of stuff, and he's still going strong. And look at this icon, it's just so fancy, so awesome for Grandmasters players. So we're going to see exactly what happens this game, Grandmaster game. I'm going to try my very best to keep up with all the action, but there's a fairly good chance I will fail. So we'll see how this game actually happens. WhiteRa's down in the bottom left side, and Leslie, the blue Terran, up in the top right side. And yeah, well, not much happening here. We'll have a look at the layout of the base, and yeah, it's not too bad. Nice fair sized gap there. You can block it off if you want. The Zerg, if he gets a bit of creep out, at least one creep tumor, he can get a, what is it, the bloody Evo chambers, a couple of those in there, get a couple of queens. He can block up any sort of rush in there, but that's sort of a anti-Zerg sort of tactic, and he doesn't really have to worry about that too much against the Protoss, because the Protoss is he's not going to be doing any fast to run through. You might put some zealots in, but queens and and spine crawlers and stuff like that is, yeah, you should be enough to shoot that off. WhiteRa's going to steal some minerals here, get a nice fast scout off there, and he's going to double back, which is a good choice, because I think Leslie may have been waiting for him to run away before he put this spawning pool down, but WhiteRa decided to jump his probe back up there, and yeah, he ends up seeing it. So good call there for WhiteRa. He's got his first pylon out there, so he can look for a, if not a fast expand, then a fast, does look like a fast expansion though, with that amount of minerals being saved up. And we have some very nice action from WhiteRa here to deny the expansion, but he's going to be losing enough shield there, and he tried to turn around and get in the way, but he didn't quite manage it, so that is going to go down. Meanwhile, the Overlord for Leslie going to come in here. He's going to spot this expansion and we'll see what the Zerg can make of this. He's got his spawning pool down already. He could go for a fair amount of lings to go in here, but on the other side he does see the forge here and the gateway. So you got these two, you've got this small gap here, which is just going to be a little gap there. So with one or two cannons at the back here, no amount of lings are going to be able to get in there unless he gets them through before the Zealot gets picked up, and I don't think there's any chance that that's going to happen. So this is going to be very, very well blocked off by WhiteRa. Leslie is going to respond with a fast third. So we've seen that in the last pro game we cast, actually. Fast expansion by the, I think it was a Terran player in that case, and the Zerg responded with a fast third. So we'll see exactly how he goes with this, and we'll see if Leslie actually does the stupid amount of drones that I would not mind seeing. I would not mind seeing him go absolutely craptastic on getting the drones out and managing to actually hold it off. But of course, the Protoss player, it is not going to take as much toll on him to build probes as the Zerg player to build workers, so he can produce a bit of an army as well, maybe get up about 4 or 5 zealots while he's continuing to mass up the probes and actually go in and do an attack. Whereas the Zerg is, he can build a little bit of units, but he's most efficient when he's building a crap load of drones. So we'll see exactly how that goes. Look at the income tab. A Protoss player is a fair bit, well, not a fair bit ahead, he's just a little bit ahead, but here is where the Zerg can really surpass him if he just starts building massive amounts. So you build 6 drones at once. The Protoss player just can't do that, so they just can't keep up. But on the flip side, they can build their maximum amount and still build military units as well, where the Zerg go in between, or they can go full drone count if they want to. And it looks like this single zealot here is going to prove, might prove a little bit of a pain. I don't think so. The queen's going to come up here, is going to scare him away, so that should be fine. This is not any sort of real harass trying to kill units. It's just basically, but he might get lucky there. Yeah, he did. He almost killed that drone. I don't think he'll get away with it though. This base does have a queen already. I don't know if this queen moved down from here or if it was built on this one, but the queen is going to scare the zealot. No, maybe not. There's a stalker coming out here. I don't think this queen is going to survive. He needs these guys to help him out. So Zealots finally realize he's going to die. He tries to get a drone, doesn't quite get it, but the stalker finishes that drone off, and the stalker is going to get chased away. I don't think he can take a queen one-on-one. We do have a mothership core though, so that is going to be able to do a fair amount of damage. In conjunction with the stalker, I think they can take these guys out, but these lings are going to be able to force that stalker to go away, and then it's just the queen versus the mothership, and I don't think the mothership has enough to actually pull this out, to actually get rid of these guys. And another stalker coming down here, but there's still quite a lot of lings, and speed is coming up, so that's fine. And WhiteRa here, this is an extremely ballsy move here, going for the third base. If we have a look at the income tab, he's already at 45, so he's in a pretty good position to get that third base. I mean, in a matter of another 2-3 minutes, he'll probably be maxed out on workers, so he could definitely provide the workers here. But that's going to cut back on his spending quite a bit. You can see the Zergs really push the economy as well. He's up to 62 now, and you can expect him to go for a lot more army. You can see a Roach Warren coming down. Is there a hive coming down, or has that already been finished? We just go have a check here. Yeah, the hive's already finished, so we can expect him to see him going for some hive tech. Maybe Mutalisks, maybe Hydras, maybe even into some Infestor play. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, there we go to the Spy, so he's going to go for Muta play, I'm guessing. I don't think he's going to go into tier 3 Corruptors, Broodlords or anything like that. But this is going to be scary. This amount of lings running around sniping off probes. And because he went for this third expansion, I'm not sure he has the army. In fact, I'm absolutely 100% sure he does not have the army to scare away these lings. So it's really going to come down to sentry play here to be able to stop the lings from coming in here and doing the damage they need to. It's all going to come down to sentry play, and even then I don't think he's got much of a chance. I think he's going to lose what probes there are at this base. You can see some pretty good force fields coming down. The sentries are going to die though. He is going to warp in 3 more sentries and a zealot. I would have liked to see 4 zealots in this case, but he chose the sentries instead of the zealots. I think that may have been a mistake, but here we go. He is still going to scare them off. The sentry's got himself barricaded behind this force field, and I'm surprised that he didn't send the lings down and try and take these guys out. This is a mistake. I hope he sees this very soon, because those guys are just not doing anything. Just the rally point is extremely bad. Look at this sentry doing a fantastic job. He's got a probe as a backup in there. He's not quite blocking it though. Those guys are going to get through. Move away, start taking out the probes. There he goes. And this is going to be damaging here. He's moving the probes away now, moving them towards the cannon. So he only took like a couple. These zealots out here are going to take care of business, but these guys in here are going to start doing quite a lot of damage there. Look at this brilliant move. He's overcharged the Nexus there, so the lings attack the Nexus by default. So they're going to come back up here, do some probe damage there. Probes are going to fight back, and meanwhile I've got a couple of scuffles out here, but it looks like the zealots are going to clean those off. These lings did quite a lot of damage. He's not really paying attention to them anymore, but yeah, they are attacking, and there we go, some banelings. They're going to take a fair amount of forces, but these guys still hold on, and just what a series of battles there. Absolutely amazing. Units lost. 108 for the Zerg player. He's lost a ton of lings, but 28 for the Protoss player. And I would not be surprised if half of those were probes, and I really wish we could see exactly which different units were lost. I've had a look for this before, but I haven't been able to find it as yet. So we will just have to approximate in our heads how many was lost. I'm going to say about 10 or 12 there. 10 or 12 workers left. If you have a look at the income, he's still definitely producing probes. Looks like he wants to fully mine from 3 bases. And this is really, really only Masters level play that you see that kind of economic pushing out. I mean, fully mining off 3 bases is way too hard to do in anything other than Masters games. It's just completely nuts. Plus, you don't leave yourself much room for army size, so you have to really make the most you can out of every single army unit that you have. So we've got Ling speed coming up now. We've got the Ling upgrades going on. We've got the air attack as well. I don't know how many old mutas we do actually have. Doesn't look like any at the moment, so he may be thinking about corruptors later on, which is always a good option because of the inevitable Colossus which comes out when you do go mass Ling. So there we go, here comes the corruptors. 9. He's already got the upgrades, and now he's going to build a crap ton of them now that he has actually seen the Colossus on the main base. So we've got our 4th base down here. That's doing fairly well in the mining. If we had a look, he has actually got 88 workers. That is a stupendous amount of workers. And these guys are both doing a massive amount of income here. Large amount of stalkers coming in here. The upgrades, looks like he's only upgrading off one forge at the moment. So that is going to be a problem. The Lings could go in here, do some damage, the Banelings as well, but yeah, this Colossus is really going to do massive damage. And there we go though, the Corruptor's coming at exactly the right time, helping to take out that Colossus, but the Banelings just did so much damage there. And this is going to push away the Protoss player for now, and the Zerg player definitely came off better in that exchange. He used up all his Banelings, but they're low cost units, and the Stalkers are not low cost units at all. And my god, what is he doing with these drones? He really needs to sort these guys out. A fairly large attack here, a lot of Zealots. They don't appear to have speed. Speed is only just starting now, but they're still very good close up. And these Lings are just roasting them alive. The 2 attack and the 2 armor on the Lings is just very scary. And I thought the Zealots might actually survive that. There was like 8 Zealots versus like 30 Lings. You'd think the Zealots would survive, but no, it appears that the upgrades here are just really telling the story there. The Zealots do have 2 weapons now. I think this is Grand Weapons 3. He's not focusing on his armor at all, and I'm not sure if that is a good decision for now, but he is just being completely outmaxed. I don't think the Zerg is producing any more drones. No, he's just sitting where he is, but my god, look at these bases. He's got 4 that he's currently mining, and he's got 2 ready to go, 1 on this side, 1 on that side. So we'll see how the Protoss responds. He needs to go in there, he needs to start taking the hatcheries out. We have a look at his units tab. He's all ground at the moment, all Zealots, all Immortals and Stalkers. And he really needs to diversify his army a little bit, because Zealots are very good, but not against Banelings. So here we go, there's a couple of Dark Templars in there. I'm not sure that he was really expecting this. Appear he doesn't. He's getting 4 Overseers now. So he really wants to have a nice scan. These guys being very careful not to hit the Banelings. That would be pretty horrible if they did hit the Banelings. Not a very nice end for a Dark Templar. But we have a look at the Ultralisks. He's really pushing those guys. He's getting 3 weapons on them. And look at this little guy. So he maybe needs to start. There we go, the Banelings just standing next to the Dark Templar and exploding. He got 2 explodes off. Hasn't quite finished the Dark Templar, and the Dark Templar is just going to pretend to be dead at this point. Looks like a couple of DTs got taken out there. He really should get a DT over here. There we go. The Protoss player revealing the DT is still alive, but the Overseer shows up and this guy is going to get taken out. So that's fine. We've got an army over here. Mainly Zealot's going to come around, but really, he really needs to push this Immortal production, because if we have a look at the units, he has got 3 Immortals, but the Zerg player has 6 Ultralisks. So I'm not sure, and when you count the Lings in, I'm not sure if these Immortals are going to be enough. He really needs a massive Zealot shield, and unfortunately he keeps losing all his Zealots to harassment attacks. So that's no. I'd really like to see him maybe, I don't know, I would say Void Rays, but this guy's got Corruptors already. So I'm not sure what would be a good idea, but he is doing an extremely good job of making the Zerg player run all over the place. The Zerg is expanded over here and over there, the exact opposite directions, and WhiteRa is really making him pay for that decision by constantly hitting left, right, as soon as the army moves over the map. And of course his creep spread is pretty much non-existent through the middle of the map, so getting from this base to that base, very, very slow even for the Zerg forces. And look at these guys just playing dodgem with the bloody Banelings. I think the Banelings are faster. 2.95. Yes, there's a bit faster. And look at this, trying to get some force fields up, but the Zealots still taking a lot of damage. Here comes some more Lings coming down there. Bunch of Overseers coming down as well. These Archons are actually doing a very good job versus the Ultralists. They actually do a spectacular job. Of course, the Ultralists are biological, so that's 47 damage towards those guys. So these Dark Templar, they're not as useless as I thought they were going to be. They did some harassment, and they morphed into Archons, and Archons are an excellent counter versus both Lings and Ultras, it seems. So there we go. You're going to move in with some Dark Templar. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Dark Templar go for the workers while these guys are busy getting distracted, but maybe not. Their Lings going straight for the Immortals here. So it's an excellent attack by the Zerg player, keeping all those Immortals distracted. The Immortals were not hitting the Ultralists at all during that battle. So very, very well played micro there by our Zerg player. He's going to get out of that attack with a crap load of changelings, but he's not even going to worry about those guys. He knows what they're going on about. The Ultra's just going to move in here, just try and do some damage. The Protoss is scrambling to get some forces up to repel these guys, but I'm not sure if he can do it. He's got a Dark Templar there, but there are going to be Overseers. He's trying to take out the Overseers. He got them both down to low health, but he couldn't actually kill them. If he gets the Overseers down, if he manages to wipe them out, there we go. The Nexus, charged by the Mothership, takes out the Overseers. Now he's going to get the Dark Templars in, and these guys are going to be chased away. So some nice defense there by our Protoss player. And meanwhile, he's gone in and attacked. I don't think these changelings actually did anything. It's these real Zealots. They went in there. Looks like they took out a lot of Harvesters. Well, not that much. I think the drones probably just ran away. Where did they go? I'm not even sure anymore. It can't be these drones morphing into Banelings, but I'm sure they ran somewhere. But yeah, so that's fine. He ended up taking out this hatchery, but this hatchery didn't have a crap load of minerals left. So I'd expect him to move over to this one, but the Protoss is already there. However, an Overlord it's not an Overlord, an Ultralisk is going to pop out, and this one Ultralisk is more than enough to chase these guys out. But here comes the Dark Templar. He's got to scare it away. Here comes the Overseer. So this guy is doing a very good job at keeping his Overseers all over the place. Dark Templars continuing to be a pain in the ass here. Gets the Overseers in, takes them all out, going in here, but the Nexus is overcharged. So I'd like to see him pull this back, maybe sort of hang back a little bit, but he is going to go in there while the Nexus is overcharged. He's going to take out a lot. He's got 6 Overseers here, so Dark Templars are just not going to do the job anymore. Immortal comes back and he's going to distract all of those Ultras. He's going to try and kite them a bit. I don't think the Immortal is fast in the Ultralisk, but he is pulling them away from those workers down here, and that's always a good thing. Of course, the Ultralisk can't afford to just let the Immortal go nuts on them, because it's just absolutely horrible. So he's going to shift over instead. He's going to go for this base. Is there a Mothership core nearby to overcharge this? I'm not sure there is. These Overlords are just... Why do I keep saying Overlords? They're Ultralists. These guys are doing a massive amount of damage here. Take this base out, and yeah, this Protoss player is really in a lot of trouble there. We can see the GG from WhiteRa. So it was an excellent played game by both people, as you would expect from Masters League. And yeah, I really like the use of the Ultralisks and the Banelings from the Zerg player, really going in there. He took out quite a ton of Zealots with all those Banelings. It was a very good choice. And of course the beautiful use of the Zealots by WhiteRa. He is just sending those Zealots everywhere. The to and fro attack between this base and this base, constantly keeping the Zerg player under duress, constantly having to run over and save both of those bases. And it was just an excellent job by both players. But in the end, the Ultralisks really proving their worth here as big, beefy, bulky guys, and the Protoss just wasn't able to take down the number of Ultralisks that he really needed to do. But good game by both of these players. The first Grandmaster game I have cast, and it was a doozy of a game. So thank you very, very much for watching this, guys. This has been Hairy Muppet, and if you like this game, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and that would make me very happy. Anyway, this is Hairy Muppet, and I'm actually going on a business thing this week, so I'll be away for a few days, so I won't be uploading much. But I will try and upload a crap ton this weekend, and hopefully we'll get back in the swing of things by next week. So anyway, catch you guys later. This is Harry.